सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Question. Last time you mentioned that the difference between Vedanta and other faiths is that Vedanta encourages asking questions to get an understanding. Correct. It encourages questions. In the Dharmashastra lectures, you mentioned doing is more important for Chitta Shuddhi than understanding. Without Chitta Shuddhi, transformation will not take place. Correct. At other times, you have said understanding Vedanta is like an intellectual entertainment and in fact swell your ego. It only became famous because of your colonial mindset. After 40 years of studying, no transformation will take place. Okay. In the Bhagavad Gita lectures, you said an ideal Vidyarthi is one who understands conceptually the scriptures. This is confusing me. He's asking, you are confused, he's saying. Amit. Amit is saying, you are confused. Not only you are confused, you are confusing me also unnecessarily. Okay, this is confusing me, correct. What is the step-by-step process if someone wants transformation and not just intellectual entertainment? Number 2, what do you define as transformation? Number 3, what is the role of the guru and the student in the student's transformation? What is the step-by-step process if someone wants transformation and not just intellectual entertainment? Amit. Yeah, take it out. I'm not seeing, I'm not able to see anybody. Oh, sorry. Amit, do I look confused? Huh? I don't know. Okay. You are confused? Correct. Now we can talk. Supposing if he says, you look confused, now what can I talk? No, he's saying, I am confused. Amit, you are very confused. First thing. Understanding brings about a transformation. For understanding to happen, doing is necessary. Again, I repeat. Understanding brings about transformation. For understanding to happen, doing is necessary. There is no contradiction. Where comes the difficulty is when people misunderstand it as just understanding means just an intellectual understanding alone is not enough. So to emphasize on the point that just mere intellectual appreciation alone will not bring about a transformation, we say doing is very important. Example, we all understand it is very important to be charitable. Don't we understand that? Will anybody say, I disagree, we should not be charitable, we should be selfish and self-centered? Will anybody say that? We all have understood, no? If that is the case, we all should be charitable now. It means what? Not that there is something lacking in my understanding, but something is lacking also. Are you able to follow the difference now? So you understand we should be sacrificial, we should be accommodative. Correct. We all understand that. Who doesn't understand that? We all understand we should be loving. We all understand we should be kind. We all understand we should be chat. We all understand all that. We all understand all that. We don't have a problem. We don't have a problem in understanding that. Where is the problem then? If understanding alone can bring a transformation, we should be effortlessly living it. But everybody has a unique problem. What is a unique problem? I understand, sir, but practically. I understand, but practically. I understand, but practically. What is that but practically means? Understanding will not help in real life. Understanding will not help in real life. That's why I come and ask, but you should take medicine. I understand that I should take medicine. But practically, what should I do? What is the answer? I understand that I have to take medicine. Correct. But practically, sir, what should I do? What is the answer? Amit, what will you say? Take medicine. That is doing. That is doing. You follow what I'm saying? That is doing. Sometimes it happens where you may not even understand and take the medicine, it works. That's what we are going to study next. One of the important aspects of thinking is Shraddha. We're going to study that. Thinking, we have understood it as logical conclusion. We have not understood thinking is Shraddha based. Again, I repeat, thinking is backed by Shraddha. But our problem in understanding thinking is it is sheer logic based. You follow the difference? We are going to discuss the difference now. In fact, the next topic, the role of Shraddha, is going to discuss that in clearly where we are going to have a problem. Are you able to follow me? Therefore, it is said in the context where people come and say, I have heard for 30 years, 40 years, and yet no transformation is happening. From that angle, you say, why? Understanding will support your doing. Growth is faster. When doing is backed by understanding, the growth is faster. When without understanding, doing is better. I have understood, but not doing anything at all. That is useless. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat the sequence. Understanding and doing. When the combination of understanding and doing happens, growth is faster. I don't understand, but I do. Still something happens because karma will produce a phala. Are you able to follow? Karma will produce a phala. Doing alone will produce a result. In understanding, there is no doing. Therefore, there will not be a phala in it. I have understood it. So, in understanding is not going to produce a result. It is doing that's going to produce a result. So, Chitta Shuddhi as a result, if you want, you have to do something. What is the difference between doing and understanding? In doing, there is a change in you. In understanding, there is no change in you. Apple is an apple. You understand that. What does it happen? Nothing happens to you. Are you able to follow? So, in understanding, inner transformation of Chitta Shuddhi will not happen. Therefore, for Chitta Shuddhi, what do you have to do? There is a process, step-by-step process. What is a step-by-step process? Level number 1, 2 pedals to the cycle. Karma Yoga and Shravana. Karma Yoga and Shravana are 2 pedals to the cycle. When you do Karma Yoga and Shravana combined, there is a growth. Chitta Shuddhi happens. What is Chitta Shuddhi means? Chitta Shuddhi means stability, contentment, a state where world becomes incapable of affecting you. That is Chitta Shuddhi. What does Chitta Shuddhi means? Stability is Chitta Shuddhi. Stability, mental stability is Chitta Shuddhi. Number two, world cannot affect you anymore. That kind of mental stability is required for what? That kind of mental stability is required to do deeper vichara. What is deeper vichara? Identity crisis. Who am I? Chitta Shuddhi is necessary to do the vichara. Therefore, level number one, step number one. What is step number one? Shravana plus Karma Yoga. Only Karma Yoga, Punya Karma, Swarga, you will come back. If you do only Karma Yoga, lot of Punya Karma you will get, Swarga Loga you will go to, and then Kshine Punye, you will come back. Only Shravana and not Karma Yoga, what will happen? Only Shravana and no Karma Yoga, what will happen? You will be a very good critic. You will become a very good critic. You will know how to criticize. You will know how to criticize everything. You will know how to criticize. Beyond that, nothing will happen. So only Shravana without Karma Yoga, you will become a critic. Nothing happens. Without Shravana, you do Karma Yoga, Punya Karma, Swarga. Come back. So either way, one without the other is not helpful. Therefore, step number one, what? Combination of Karma Yoga and Shravana. And we are very clear. Karma Yoga means Swadharma Karma. Karma Yoga is not social work. Karma Yoga doesn't mean I go and start an orphanage. Karma Yoga doesn't mean I start a charitable trust. Karma Yoga doesn't mean, supposing you come and ask me, sir, what to do Karma Yoga? I say, I have no work for you. I myself don't have any work. What work I can give you? So what is Karma Yoga then? Karma Yoga is doing your Swadharma Karma. Doing your Swadharma Karma, that Nitya Naimittika Karma, all that we are studying in Dharma Shastra. Doing everything put together for Chitta Shuddhi, it becomes Karma Yoga. So you do all that for Chitta Shuddhi. Why do you want Chitta Shuddhi? You want Chitta Shuddhi because you want to go into deeper study of the Vedas. What is the deeper study of the Vedas? Wanting to know who you are. You follow what I'm saying? This sequence, step by step, you go. So what happens is, one set of people simply do Karma Yoga and don't do Shravana. Another set of people, they just sit and listen and listen and listen and talk and talk and talk. Nothing happens. Another set of people, they say the Karma Yoga is also not necessary. Lectures and all it's a complete waste of time. That also I agree. Yeah? It's a complete waste of time. Nama Sankirtana is the best method, sir. Satsang is the best method. Bhajan singing is the best method. Another person will come and say Nama Sankirtana, Bhajan and all is superstition. Meditation is all that you need to do is what? Meditate. But mind is slipping. Mind is slipping, do pranayama. So do meditation and pranayama, you attain growth. There are various methods that people come and talk. What is the proven mechanism? Step number one, Shravana plus Karma Yoga. What you learned, what you hear in Shravana, you ask questions and get clarified. Having gotten clarified, you try to put it into practice and see. That is Karma Yoga. So what you have learned in Shravana, you put it in practice. That is Karma Yoga. Are you able to follow? Both combined will bring about a chitta shuddhi. So in one classroom, we will emphasize one point. And when one point is emphasized, the other will be ridiculed. When jnanam is emphasized, karma will be ridiculed. When karma is emphasized, jnanam will be ridiculed. It's a methodology of teaching, that's all. There's no contradictions there. Like for example, if we say, okay, the holy river is Ganges, is the holiest of the river. Supposing if the person comes and says, Kaveri is as holy as Ganges, or Kaveri is holier than Ganges. One thing is established here. What? Ganges is holiest is established. So in comparison, something will always be shown higher. Are you able to follow? A Vidyarthi should be able to understand this. In comparison, it is said. It is not to say that somebody educating you that Ganges is holier is not wrong. Because of the sheer comparison itself is the proof. What is the sheer comparison is the proof that it is the holiest. Are you able to follow? It is the holiest. So, liberation happens only through understanding. There is no other way. Liberation that cannot be refuted at all. Liberation happens only through understanding. What is understanding? See, what is liberation? As you are in this moment, you are the self. This is understanding. It's not that one day you are going to become the self. As you are now sitting and thinking, you are a limited, restricted, constricted individual. You are the self right now, this moment. Who are you in the previous moment? The same self. What will you be the next moment? The same self. Sanatana it is. Nothing changes. Now, you can hear this a million times, but transformation will not happen. You can hear this a million times, but transformation will not happen. Then the question is, why? Something is missing. Are you able to follow the sequence now? Therefore, what is I'm combining all three together and answering. I'm not taking it one by one. Amit. All the questions I'm combining and answering. What is the role of the student? The student must understand. What is the student? What is the job of the Vidyarthi? The job of the Vidyarthi is to come with some intellect. The Vidyarthi should come with some intellect. The Vidyarthi doesn't come with intellect, intellect will be strengthened first. Today, there is no Vidyarthi coming with an intellect. To the Vidyarthi, first thing that has to be told is what? You have an intellect. First thing, you have an buddhi no nirgudam solano first. First you have to be told there is an intellect and then use it. Are you able to follow? So a Vidyarthi comes with a intellect. Shastra gives about different types of intellect. You know the types of intellect. The best buddhi is like the aviation spirit. Yeah. You know that aviation spirit, that petrol? Isn't it? You take the matchbox near, what happens? That buddhi is very sharp there. That buddhi is very, very sharp there. It is an utopia to expect to have it. It is an utopia. It is understood it's an utopia. All ideas always look utopian only, isn't it? Second grade is what? Khari buddhi, they say. Khari means charcoal. Charcoal means what? As long as you are fanning it, it's alert. You stop fanning in few seconds, in few minutes, a spark will be there, but that spark cannot do anything. That is charcoal buddhi, kari buddhi. Third buddhi, Valamata buddhi. Valamata means plantain stem. Plantain stem, you understand, no? Plantain stem. It's so wet all the time, no? How much ever you light it, how much ever you light, nothing will happen. How much ever you light, nothing will happen. Now, where do people come from? That aviation spirit, buddhi and all, it's utopia, we have said. So that category is dismissed already. That plantain stem will not come. Are you able to follow the difference? See, plantain stem will not come. Aviation spirit, oru vaartha poru, om na poru. He says, thank you, I have understood, he will say. Yeah, om na, he'll understand. That's a thank you, he goes. Yeah. Alla dramatic, cinematic, isn't it? That's all more. That's more cinematic. That's more dramatic. Really, then what is it that we always encounter? The Karibuddhi types only. A spark is there, and we want to make use of that spark, continuously fan and turn it into a conflagration. What is that process of fanning? What is the process of fanning? Shravana, questions. Shravana and Prashna. You hear, whatever you hear looks correct, but then you have your doubts. So Shravana, what is included in Shravana is questioning. By default, it is understood. So whenever we say Shravana, we will not add the word questioning, because in Shravana, questioning is implying because in a teaching classroom, what is implied? Question is implied. You don't have to tell the student question. Because in a classroom, questioning is a known process, isn't it? That is Shravana, Prashna, questioning, etc. All that. Along with it comes Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Doing the Swadharma, along with it comes Karma Yoga, doing your Swadharma Karma. When you do your Swadharma Karma, for what? For what? Buddhi tells you for Chitta Shuddhi. Buddhi tells you for Chitta Shuddhi. How do you actually get conviction? You try and practice it. When you try and practice it, more doubts will come. More you practice, more doubts you will get. Then you come and clarify those doubts. More you practice, more doubts. That's the process of Chitta Shuddhi. Are you able to follow? What is the role of the Guru? The role of the Guru is of two. The role of the Guru is a very mysterious process, Amit. There's no logic here. When I say there's no logic here, it means it's difficult to comprehend the logic. It's a very mysterious process. Mysterious process means difficult to comprehend. Difficult to comprehend. To bring about a transformation, the teacher has to grab the student's attention. Then only listening will happen. So the methodology that he adopts to grab the student's attention is what? He employs words. Words, discourses, is the method by which the attention is grabbed. And then through the words, something is conveyed. Through the words, something is conveyed. Not the words. The student only receives the words. What the student doesn't realize is what? Along with the words, some package is sent to you. You don't know that. You don't realize that. One day when you realize that, you will go back and say, oh my God, what a wonderful service the master has done. You think you are only receiving the word. Along with the word, something is given. Don't get mystical and all here. Don't get mystical. Don't get into those energy and something which is very, very difficult to comprehend. The teaching methodology. Second, you will never know when you went off the rails, and you will never know when you are brought back. That's the relationship. You won't even know that you went out. You won't even know that you are brought back. Where you think you went off the rails, you were on the rail. Where you think you are on the rail, you went off completely. You won't even know both. Are you able to follow? See, you think you are on the right track. You will be completely off track. When you are on the right track, you will think you are off track. You won't even know the difference. So what the Guru does, brings it back. He'll bring you back. That is why in Vedic tradition, self-help and all we don't recommend. Study, learning, transformation under a living Guru. Photographல இருக்கிற குருனால பிரயோஜனம் கிடையாது. You have the Guru in the photograph, he is not going to come and tell you anything, no, isn't it? Photograph will not speak to you. If photograph starts speaking to you, yeah, then we need a different treatment. Photograph will not speak to you. Therefore, live Guru. That live Guru does what? He wields the words properly. He knows how to clarify your doubts. Supposing if you don't have doubts at all, he will plant a doubt. Yeah. See, when you are too relaxed, you'll get very irritated. Don't get relaxed. When the student is relaxed, the teacher gets very irritated. Therefore, what do? Say something, put something. 6 months, sleep is gone. It's good. Yeah, 6 months sleep is gone. Don't know what is happening. To do this, not why. That's how mysterious ways. Because the subject matter is subtle. Are able to follow why methodology is very different here? Because the subject matter is subtle. If the subject matter is gross, all this is not needed. That's why when you go to learn science and math, this methodology is not needed there. Why? Because the subject matter is gross. The subject matter is gross that you don't need this methodology. Here the subject matter is subtle. What is the subject matter that is subtle here? Dharma is a subtle subject. Law of karma is a subtle subject. Reincarnation is a subtle subject. Moksha is, moksha looks like out of syllabus only, isn't it? Moksha is out of syllabus subject, it is. And that, where comes the difficulty? Straight away, people come and say, I want moksha, sir. I want moksha. I said, Sarana Bone coffee, you can get like that, isn't it? Moksha and all, you cannot. Moksha and all doesn't come like it. Because where are you going to? Who's going to give you moksha? Who's going to give you moksha? Is the Guru going to give you moksha? No. If Guru says, I am giving you moksha, be careful. Because moksha is your swarupa. Moksha is your original nature. So nobody can give you moksha. The Guru doesn't give you moksha. The Shastras don't give you moksha. Because that's your original nature. That's your true nature. Therefore, they can't say, I am giving you moksha. So who can give you moksha? Nobody can give you moksha. You are that. Then what does the teacher do? What does the scripture do? What all you think you are, it removes that. What all you think you are, it goes on removing that. Guru and Shastra does weeding. Weeding process தான் இதுல. பாசிட்டிவா ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண முடியாது. Guru can't do anything positive. Shastra cannot do anything. Narayana, அப்படி சொல்லவே கூடாது, but that's the truth. Just weeding. When the weeds are removed, the real flourishes by itself. Are you able to follow? That's the relationship. How do you know the weeds are removed? Only when you are flourishing, you will know the weeds have been removed. That's the relationship. Amit, are you able to follow? Therefore, what does the Vidyarthi should come from? Vidyarthi should come with what? Minimum qualification for a Vidyarthi. At least charcoal buddhi. Yeah, at least come with a charcoal buddhi. Once that spark is found, they know how to flame. They know how to keep it alive. They know how to keep it alive. Are you able to follow? Therefore, there is no contradiction at all. The relationship between Vidyarthi and the Guru is only this. What? Vidyarthi knows how to extract from the Guru. Vidyarthi knows how to extract. Because knowledge is there. Unless it is extracted, it won't come out. So what should Vidyarthi do? Pull it out. Pull it out from whom? From the Guru. Why can't the Guru say, left to him, he doesn't want to do all this. Left to the Guru wants to say only one thing. What? See, left to the Guru will want to say only one thing. What? Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. Why are you complicating all this? Just know you are that Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. That's all. Where is the problem? Left to the Guru. But then you can't leave it to the Guru. Vidyarthi should not leave it to the Guru. Vidyarthi should pull it out. What you have to pull it out? You bring your doubts and pull it out the knowledge. You bring your doubts and pull out the knowledge. You bring your doubts and pull out the knowledge. Are you able to follow? That's what the Vidyarthi should do. Seriya? Any other question? No. The result of non-thinking. The result of non-thinking. What is the result of non-thinking? The result of non-thinking is emotions clouding your thinking. That is the result of non-thinking. Emotions will start clouding. Okay, how does it happen? Emotion is triggered by an initial perception. Again, emotion gets triggered by an initial perception. The initial perception triggers an emotion. That emotion makes you a very quick snap judgment you will make out of that emotion, and then you will get locked in that emotion. This is the result of non-thinking. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. What is the result of non-thinking? Emotions are triggered by the initial perception. You see something, an emotion gets triggered. Based on that emotion, a very quick conclusion comes, a very sharp, quick snap judgment. And then what happens? You will get locked in the emotion that it releases. For example, take a simple example. You perceive an insult and that's it. After that, your entire thinking is colored by that perception of insult. Are you able to follow? This is the result of non-thinking. So what thinking does? What is thinking means now? An awareness of the perception triggering an emotion and not get colored by that. That's all thinking means. Are you able to follow? Thinking na ideology kadiyat. Thinking doesn't mean that. That is meant for a very small percentage of intellectuals. They will sit and do that. We are talking about thinking for 100% of humanity. Are you able to follow? So if thinking has to be applied for 100% of humanity, we are not talking about highly complicated intellectual process of logic, reason, analysis, judgment. We are not talking about that complicated process, which only very few are naturally inclined to. Then what about the 99%? No, they also need thinking. Now, what is thinking here means? Here the word thinking comes with a very specific connotation. So here the word thinking means, in Vedanta, thinking means what? An awareness of emotion triggered by perception and getting locked into that. Shankar, shots in the sentence Burma. Are you okay with the sentence? Let's go. In shots shots. Next in a dance ஆட சொல்ல போறாங்க. Next they will say dance. I don't know. Let's think of one shots. See, what is thinking? In classic Vedic Vedantic sense, thinking means what? A perception triggers an emotion straight away. Objectivity means what? Detachment means what? Objectivity means what? Thinking means what? Thinking, objectivity, detachment are all synonymous. So what does that thinking, objectivity, detachment means? A perception will naturally trigger an emotion. Perception will trigger an emotion. Thinking means what? Ability to not to get locked into that. And when you get locked into that, after that you are gone. That's what happens to most of the human beings. Are you able to follow? Most of the human beings, the trouble starts, the difficulty starts where we get locked in here. What will help us to come out? That's where knowledge comes in, intellect comes. In thinking, you have to be aware of this so that you will not do it. You follow? This is called objectivity. After this objectivity, you decide. Your decisions are, after that, decision means choices. Decision means choice. So choice and decisions are synonymous. So when you are objective to your emotions and then make a choice, you are thinking. When you are under the influence of the emotion and make a choice, you are not thinking. Does it mean emotions are always bad? Does it mean emotions are always dangerous? Is it always bad? Unguided emotion is bad, full stop. Unguided love is bad. Unguided charity is bad. Are you able to follow? All emotions, when they are not guided, it is bad. Are you able to follow? If love is not guided, it turns into pampering. When does love converts itself into pampering and attachment? When love doesn't get guided. When love doesn't get guided, it becomes pampering, attachment. Therefore, is love the problem or not the love unguided the problem? Unguided. But the difficulty is what? Where human beings has a problem? Thinking says, guide your emotions. Human being says, I want to control others' feelings. Yeah. Human mind says, I want to I want to control others' feelings. Thinking says, Vedanta says, guide your emotions. Therefore, emotions per se is neither good nor bad. It's a raw energy. Emotions per se is just a raw energy. Whether it is guided or unguided, that's all the problem is. And most of the time, it is unguided. How do you know that it is unguided? The choices that I make comes back and hurt. Out of these emotions, I make a choice. The choice that I make comes back and hurts. This is the result of non-thinking. This is the result of non-thinking. The moment you get locked into the emotion they release, your entire thinking is colored by that after that. This coloring is this coloring. One is an initial emotion triggering. Are you okay till now? Shankar, this shots number 1. Now shots number 2. Oh, shots number 2. You yourself come with a background emotion such as fear, love, anger, etc. One is a perception triggering, one side. Another is you yourself have a very strong background emotion. Are you able to follow the difference? One is a perception triggering. Another is you yourself have fear. You yourself have a very background, strong emotion. Like pity, love, etc. This colors perceptions. One is perception triggering, shots number 1. Shots number 2. Natha solradhu. Resaji, you don't want shots, no? Do you also want? Shots number 2, this is. What is shots number 2? A strong background colors perceptions. So that is why from the second angle, we say, you choose what you see, you don't see it as it is. You don't see it as it is, you see it with the background emotion. So one is the perception triggering, another is you yourself come with a strong emotion. When you yourself come with a strong emotion, every perception is colored. So perception, triggering and coloring, your own existing color influences. Aren't these two problems enough for human beings? We don't need any other problem. No, these two problems are more than enough. Correct? Huh? In thinking, be aware of these two. Thinking means you are aware of these two. That's what we call as objectivity. What we call as objectivity is an awareness of these two. Result of non-thinking. Human beings don't even know that they are affected by these two. Lastly, you can see this very clearly when somebody does it. You will not know when you are doing it. That is shots number 3. When others are when others are a victim of 1 and 2, you can spot it very clearly. Where you cannot spot it is when you yourself is doing it. What is result of thinking? When you do it, you will know it. Okay. Aviation spirit means what now? As soon as it comes into surface, it will be alert and it can catch it. Are you able to follow now? Aviation spirit means as soon as it comes out, you are so alert, you can catch it. Charcoal buddhi means somewhere down the line you can catch it. Padamata buddhi, plant and stem buddhi na, forget it. Knocks and shocks alone can, yeah, more and pain alone can wake the person. All thinking will necessarily have an emotional background. Remember this. All thinking will have an emotion. There cannot be a thinking without an emotion. If thinking without an emotion, na robotic nu vechikalam. What is a robotic thing? It thinks. If thinking means just analyzing and processing data, a robot can do that. Robotic, isn't it? What is the difference between the human thinking and that? Human thinking will have feeling as a background, a base. Thinking is not to stifle that feeling. Thinking is not to dry up that feeling. Thinking is to constructively guide it. You're able to follow. When it is constructively guided, you are using your intellect. When it is not guided, you are not using your intellect. Most of the time, the misunderstanding is whenever you hear the word thinking, we misunderstand the word thinking to be processing, analyzing. Processing, analyzing, conclusion, logic, all that is, we are not saying it's not. The result of non-thinking in Vedantic sense is this. This is the result of non-thinking. What is the consequence of this non-thinking? That we have seen. The consequence of the consequence of this non-thinking is worry and anxiety. That's very clear. The consequence of this non-thinking is worry and anxiety, fear, sadness, whatever be the word, any word you can use, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. When emotions is not guided, you make wrong choices. That wrong choices will create pain and suffering, and that pain and suffering will make you incapacitated to act. So result of non-thinking is incapacitated to act. That's what we call in the modern day, they call us depression. I'm sad. What is depression? What is sad? Are you able to follow? When the emotions aren't guided, you will make choices. Those choices comes back and gives pain. That pain will result in what? That pain will result in inaction. Pain will result in inaction. That inaction produces another choice. What is another choice? That inaction produces another choice. This is where Vedanta comes with. This choice is what Vedanta is worried about. Inaction prevents you from doing the right thing. Your Nitya Naimittika karma you will not do. When you are sad and depressed, your Nitya Naimittika karma you will not do. That's where the signs of depression, people say they don't even, they will not take bath for 3-4 days. We feel like showering 3 times a day, no? At least I feel like that, isn't it? 3 times I feel like it. Sometimes I feel like being like Shiva only. Isn't it? Like that. Why? The Nitya Naimittika karma becomes Nitya Naimittika karma will become a problem. You will not do that. That consequence of avoiding the Nitya Naimittika karma is dangerous. Therefore, now Avoid the steps. Result of non-thinking. What is the result of non-thinking? The result of non-thinking will lead to a state where you will not be able to do what you ought to do. Nitya naimittika karma. Why? Sadness, pain, misery, sadness takes away the positivity. Pain, sadness, misery takes away the positivity. What is the positivity it takes away? What is the positivity it takes away? When you are pain, misery, sadness takes away positivity. What positivity is taken away? Anybody? One word da. Don't give me a discourse. Just one word. One word answer. Positivity will be taken away. What is that positivity that will be taken away? When you are in pain, misery, sadness. What is that? One word sollu. Ravi. Huh? Huh? Action. Huh? Gratitude. Correct. Gratitude. Wow. Very good. So many people are answering rightly. Very good. Gratitude, positivity. What is the positivity that goes out of you? Gratitude goes out of you because you feel life is unfair. You'll start believing life is unfair. Gratitude, pochang. You start believing life is unfair. Gratitude goes out. When gratitude goes out, Nitya Naimittika Karma goes out. When Nitya Naimittika Karma goes out, you will go deeper and deeper in the emotion that you are locked with. You are locked in something and you go deeper and deeper and deeper. How to help the person to get out? How to help the person to get out? Huh? How to help the person to get out? Amit, knowledge and all will not work here. You are the self, Brahman. It's all knowledge and all will not work here. What will work? Whipping the, whip the fellow up, the fellow, at least some, Amit. Now you know why I'm whipping you, no? Then only it will. Because he came and asked me, whip me. That's why I'm not. He only asked me. Phone photo, he asked me. Week after week, he's asking me also. Now what to do? Are you able to follow? It sequentially it happens. So what is the result of non-thinking? The result of non-thinking is a vicious cycle of being trapped in that negativity. A vicious cycle of trapped in that negativity. Now, how to get out of the trap? You have to force yourself into an action. You have to force yourself into an action. Ultimately, through knowledge and understanding, we don't want to force ourselves into action. We want to do it out of understanding. Till that point comes, what do? We employ this. Are you able to follow? What is the result of non-thinking? This is the result of non-thinking. Thinking means awareness. Awareness means a process by which you are awake. Thinking means awareness. Awareness means you are awake. Awake to what? Awake to being locked in your own emotions, not able to being locked in that emotion and not able to get out of it. Are you okay till now? Another weird problem starts. What is another weird problem? The mind will start liking it so much. Mind will start liking it so much. It will not want to get out. It's a weird state. This mind is so, that's why we want to be so alert about this mind. It starts, it develops a like to it, and it will not want to get out of it. அப்படி எப்படி சார் நடக்கும்? How is it possible? Will anybody do like this? People fall in love with their diseases. You know that, no? People fall in love with their diseases and they will not want to get cured. You know that? Out of 100 who are diseased, 85 have fallen in love with their disease. That's why medicines also don't work on them. Why? Because they are in love with the disease so much that they will not want to get out of it. You tell a person you look very healthy today, they'll get very angry. You tell a person you look very cheerful, you look very, see, tell a person you look very sad, really they'll tell a person you look very cheerful, they'll get very irritated. Have you ever observed it? Tell a person you are sick, you look sad, are you in pain? There's some connection immediately they can find with you. To the same person, go and say, you look so cheerful. What happened in your life that you are so cheerful? He will turn back and say, you don't know my life, sir. You don't know my life. You are not, if you are in my shoes, you will not talk like this. All this is the result of non-thinking. Are you able to follow? You will fall in love with it that you will not want to come out of it. Example, there are some creatures that is comfortable in dirt, no? Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? அது சாக்கடை இருந்தாதான் சந்தோஷமா இருக்கும் அது. Isn't it? Take it to a clean place, it feels out of place. In the dirt, it is very comfortable. Dirt is so comfortable because the mind starts liking misery. The mind starts liking pain. The mind starts liking misery. Why? Because it can go on complaining and need not do anything. It can go on complaining, pointing out the fault on everybody else, and it need not do anything. Is the summary of the topic. Result of non-thinking. Thinking means awareness. Awareness means awareness is a mastery. That's all. Awareness means mastery over mind. Mastery over mind, you know how to. Mastery means guidance. Mastery is not dictator. Mastery means guidance. One who knows how to guide the mind is one who has mastered the mind. Leave the children in the house for a week and come back. How it will be? How it will be? Isn't it? How it will be? After eating, the food plate will be on the dining table for 4 days. It won't go. You know that, no? It won't. It will be there. Dear God. Cockroaches varum, everything. And still they will not react. Still they will not react. Because that's how mind operates. It's the child. That's how it will be. Now, it has to be guided properly. So result of thinking, result of non-thinking is what? The unguided mind. So it means we are using the word thinking in a very special meaning. So in Vedanta, the word thinking is used in a very special meaning, not in the way that it is used in the ordinary sense. In the ordinary sense, thinking means processing, analyzing something other than you. No transformation, isn't it? Thinking, some effort. Guiding the mind is a totally different game. If you have to guide the mind, what is required to guide the mind? If you have to guide the mind, effort is required. Where will the effort come from? The purpose has to be clear. What is the, if the mind is not guided, I can never get what I want. If you to get what you want, the mind should be guided. Are you able to follow? That's where we say intellect must fix the goal. Fixing the goal means you should know what you want. Fixing the goal is not desire. Fixing the goal means an awareness of what you want. So you should know what you want. We have studied that already. Nobody knows what they want. If you ask the mind what do you want, it will be very vague. It will be very vague. If you ask the mind what you want, ultimately we should be happy, no sir. Ultimately we should be peaceful, no sir. I don't know, whatever that ultimate is. Are you able to follow? So you ask the mind by itself can never know what it wants. Since it doesn't know what it wants, it will be very erratic in its movement. It will want something in the morning. It will not want it in the afternoon. Yeah. As long as it's in the store, it's very appealing. The moment it comes home, it's not appealing, isn't it? In the restaurant, the next table food will look very tasty. Both came from the same kitchen only. No. Yeah. The idli sambar is what is there in the next table also. But that will look more tastier than this. Because it doesn't know what it doesn't know what it wants, it will be erratic. Or it is very vague. What is very vague? I want to be happy. Dangerous statement it is. I want to be happy. It's very dangerous to say I want to be happy, because you will end up doing all sorts of things for that. You should never say I want ultimately we all should be happy. No. What is the purpose of life, sir? To be happy. See, from where you got this purpose of life is to be happy. Purpose of life is to be dharmic. Purpose of life is to be dharmic. Purpose of life is moksha, not being happy. Consequences of dharmic life will be happiness. Are you able to follow? The consequence of dharmic life is happiness, but you are not seeking it. Therefore, intellect comes, fixes the goal, and say, I know this is what I want. And then you know what to do, what not to do. Thinking happens, emotion comes. All the drama that we said will be avoided. Result of non-thinking. The next topic is a very interesting topic. Very, very important topic. The next topic is the role of Shraddha, the role of faith in thinking. It is so contradictory in terms. And the role of Shraddha in thinking. We'll start with that. The role of Shraddha in thinking, we'll start next week. Amit, you have anything?
Yeah, just one quick question.
Yes.
The mind is guided by the intellect.
Yes.
And the intellect is guided by the choices you make, that's guided by Dharma Shastra.
Yes, exactly correct. Yes. Intellect guides the mind and the senses. Amit, perfectly correct. Intellect guides the mind and the senses. What guides the intellect? The Shastra guides the intellect. So, intellect guided by the Shastra will know how to direct the mind and the senses towards the goal. Correct. Amit. Rarely you also say the right thing. Good. It's very rare, but good. What guides the intellect? The Shastra guides the intellect. When Shastra guides the intellect, that intellect is aware of not getting locked into emotions. You will have the emotion, but not get locked into it. One thing is not to have emotion at all, like a dry, barren desert. Oh, better to be emotional than to be a dry, barren land. Yeah, at least something is happening here. Dry, that is like a log of wood. No, that is not thinking. So, what is the thinking? Guiding the mind and the senses. You follow? That is the role of thinking. So that equipment that can do that is intellect. And that intellect, if it is not exposed to the Shastras every day, it will be weak. That's why Shravana is a very important. If that equipment intellect is not exposed to the Shastras every day in a systematic, you can't just randomly pick up things and read. Today, I feel like reading this book, 10 pages, I drop, and then I pick up another book, read 20 pages, and drop. Suddenly, one Facebook post I read, and then suddenly one WhatsApp forward I read. No, it should not happen like that. A systematic, proper study of the Shastra exposes the intellect every day. There it becomes strong and gets guided. Amit, correct. Yeah, one more clarification is there. Yes, Ranjini.
You said that the result of non-thinking is emotions get triggered by initial perception.
Yes.
And then you said that I myself have a strong background emotions.
Yes.
So when you say I have a strong background emotion, does it mean it is about the arrival of thought over which I don't have a control?
Yes. Yes. You yourself have an emotion without any triggering point. You yourself have an emotion without any trigger. Sometimes triggers. Sometimes you, for example, you wake up in the morning without any trigger, very sad. You wake up, there is no trigger, but you just come because you have a past. You have a past, and that past just manifests itself. So there are two things. One is your own past that will manifest itself. Second one is the present environment triggering something, a perception triggering something. That's why I said we need to be aware of both.
Oh, that's why we are always in a whipped up state otherwise.
Yes, correct.
Oh.
Correct. Correct.
So what to do to not be in that state?
What to do not to be in that state? Amit, what to do to not to be in that state? Shravana Karma Yoga. Shravana Karma Yoga. Irritating solution. Irritating one solution. Painful, irritating. And the solution, you feel like throttling the. Yeah, that when you hear that solution itself, you feel like throttling that person. Anything else? No, there is nothing else. It's a process. Shravana and Karma Yoga. These two, there is no other method. All education is to convince us to go back to that method with renewed energy. All education that we are doing, different way of explanation, different way of trying to convince the mind to go back into what? To go back into that one thing. Because every day, new situation will come and take the conviction away from it. Every day, a situation will come and take the conviction from Shravana and Karma Yoga. So some knowledge will come and takes you back to that. Is it okay?
So till you gain stability, you are in an explosive state always.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I
You'll
got.
be in that explosive state, but don't explode on poor innocent person around you. Please have some sympathy on the poor innocent person around you. You know who's that poor innocent person, Amit? You know who's that person? They are not unmuting you. You know who's that person, no? Everybody is laughing because they all know. That poor innocent person. It's me. It's me. Be explosive, Mira. Be explosive and don't explode. On me. On me. Go on somewhere else. You not on Teju. Be explosive and don't explode. Yeah. Is it okay? Yeah. With this we conclude.